It's really easy to create a new journal or a workbook using my holiday mandala ornaments. Let me show you how easy it is. First, we're going to get into our PowerPoint. You're going to find this in Ornaments 5, the zip file. If you're new to my products, you're going to notice that each page has a blue, and then certain pages have an orange on one side and a green on one side. This is for the KDP creators. You don't want anything to go outside these sides. That would be bad. But don't worry, before we're done, I'm going to show you how to delete them all. Right now, we're on the title page, and you can type or put whatever you want in here. All you have to do is go to Insert, Text Box, and start typing. Now let's look at the left. What is left binding and right binding? Well, binding is what's in the center of the book. So pick up any book you have and open it. The center, that's the binding. All the pages on the left are even numbered, and those have a right binding. All the pages on the right are right pages, and those have a left binding. So the page we're looking at right now, the title page, has a binding on the left, and I've marked them all. I've also marked all of the right pages with this orange stripe. When I go to the next page, you're going to notice that my binding is on the right, and I tell you this page is on the left side of an open book. So here's the title page. Do whatever you like. The next page is behind the title page. This could be your table of contents. Maybe you want your copyright. If you are actually creating this for a blog, you could put your blog site, your name, whatever you like. Now here we are on the third page. Now if you forget it's the third page, look all the way to the left, to the left, to the left, and right there, ding, 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 third page. If you can't remember where the binding is, right here, binding. And if you forget, is this the left side or the right side? I even give you a little book to remind you. It's the right side page. This is where we're going to start putting in our images. So this is the Ornaments 4 zip file. Okay, all of these. You have two different types of images to choose from. You have the JPEG files. The JPEG files have the image with a white background. The PNG files actually have no background, and sometimes the inside is transparent and sometimes it's white. It kind of depended on the image that I was using. Now in this file, I also have the original ornaments, so you can create your own art within the image. But first, let's do some basics here. Let me show you what the JPEG looks like. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to drag. Okay. You're going to notice that it's all white all the way around. This image is perfect if all you want to do is just print some pages for kids to color. That all you really have to do is just print this page, because this page is 8.5 by 11 already. But you can shrink it up so it fits for our KDP. All right. Other things that you could do is go into Insert, Text Box, and start typing whatever you like. And you can put it anywhere you want. Just remember, you don't want to put it in the blue or the blue and the orange, because KDP will have a cow about that. You're just going to have to come back and fix it. So just don't. So that's if you're using a JPEG file. Let's go to the next page. Well, I know that this page is a left side page because I have a little hint over here for you. And here's my binding. This time we're going to use a PNG file. So I'm going to go all the way down here. It really doesn't matter which one you pick, so I'm going to pick this one. I also want to mention that your zip program may not look like this. It's okay. I find that I can pull anything out of the zip file. If you can't, you'll have to actually download the zip file, but that's pretty easy to do too. You'll just have to follow directions for your program. Now here we are. This is the PNG file. Like I said, the background is transparent. Now some of the files will also be transparent in the center and some are not. It just depended how the mandala was created, but it's always transparent on the outside. We could go to Insert, Text Box, okay. You can also go into Insert, Word Art, pick something, drag it up here. But we have to remember that it cannot be so big that it goes into our blue stuff. We don't want that. Anyway, I'm trying to show you you could do it, making more of a mess, I think. Let's look on the left side of our PowerPoint. You're thinking, well, Catherine, you only have 4 pages in here. Well, honestly, I didn't know how many pages you wanted, but it's really easy to add pages. All we're going to do is we're going to go straight up, new slide. Now the slide we have is binding on the right, so it's a left side page. So now we want a right side page, and they're labeled. Let's put in another image, and let's put this one in. Okay, once again, the outside is transparent. Bring it down just a little. I'm going to make sure it fits. I don't want KDP to have a cow. Okay, perfect. There's a couple other things you can do with this image. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to go, first you're going to see it says picture format. So we could go all the way to the left. Let's say you don't like it so dark. You can actually change it to a grayscale. If you were printing this to hand out to friends, you could do blue, whatever color that you like. I know, it's pretty neat. But for KDP, it's either black or grayscale. The other thing you could do, and you're going to die when you hear this, let's say you want this image as the background, but you want to put lines on the front. So you really need to make this more transparent. Well, guess what? Over here on the left, we have something called transparency. And we can make it really, really transparent. And then once again, you just go to Insert, Text Box, and Shift, and I'm just going to make some lines. Now, how cool is that? So you can't tell me that there's only 2 or 3 things you can create out of this. And actually, if you want, every page could be the tree with the lines, and oh my goodness. I know, it's crazy, but I'm going to delete that out. The other thing you can do is, so I clicked on my image, picture format. I'm going to make it darker so we can see it again. Oh, I have to go back to my transparency. Okay. Now we go all the way to the right, and you're going to see the word crop. So I'm going to click on crop, and I'm going to cut it. Basically, that's what crop does, cut. Okay. I'm going to click on the outside, and maybe you just want the image. Now remember, this is the binding, so it's going to be sitting out here. Okay. Maybe that's what you want. That's pretty cool too. But remember, if you have it on this side, remember this is a right side page, maybe you want the other side over here. Oh my goodness. So we're going to go back up to the matching slide for this one. Now all of your book pages come in a pair, left, right, left, right. So this would be the left, this would be the right. So I'm going to right click, copy, right click, paste, and I still have the other side here, but let's say you really want the other side, and the other side is still there. So we don't want to kind of mess. Now we have to kind of remember where the cropping is, so it's kind of right here. Bring it out, bring this over, it's about there, and now we're just going to bring it in the center. The problem is we need it against the binding, but once again, no problem. There we go. How cool is that? I know. Now you can even have journals with the Christmas tree kind of in the center. Remember, we still have a binding, so there's still a fold here, but I know, crazy. You're probably wondering why I gave you some blank images. Well, let's add another page, and I'm going to put in, how about we put the original reindeer in? So I'm going to pull it over. Okay, here we are. Now there is a reason why the originals are not transparent on the background, and I'm going to show you here in a second. Well, the reindeer is facing the binding. I don't like that, so I'm going to rotate it. All right. Here's the cool thing. Maybe you don't like the mandalas I have in here. You can add anything you like. Let's go into Insert. We're going to go to Online Pictures. I'm just picking Online Pictures. You might have something you really want, and I'm going to put in mandala, and it gives you a whole bunch. Some might be copyrighted, so you need to, double check, but I'm just going to pick one. Insert. Okay. This is on the top. Now you need to kind of use your imagination right now for a second. This is on the top, this is in the middle, and the page is in the back. So we want this top piece to be in the middle. So we're going to right click, send to back. I'm going to put my reindeer back where she belongs or he belongs. And now when I move this, do you notice I have my own mandala, whoops, my own mandala in there. It could be anything. You can even make it bigger. Now to get rid of all this other gobbledygook, just go to crop, and I'm going to crop it. And you can kind of see, do you kind of see the butt there of the reindeer? Bring that in. Okay, there's the head. I'm not sure that I have to do this piece, but we're just going to do it all. Make sure it's really behind the reindeer. Now click on the outside, and you just created, oh, when you download, you get this stuff here. We're just going to delete it. And now you've created your own, okay? Maybe your kids have created something that you want to put in the background. Maybe you've created something you want to put in the background. Maybe I'm going to send that to back. I'm going to pull this out. Maybe you want to create a little book where the person that purchases it creates their own mandala in here or their own lines. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you see now why this isn't a transparent background? Let's see what else we can put in there. Let's go to insert, and then we have shapes. We have all this stuff that you can start putting in here. Okay, so this is on the front and it's colored. We don't really want color for KDP. So I'm going to make this no fill, outline black, make it a little bit bigger. If you have 2016, you do have this thing called sketch, so you can make them wobbly if you like. Right click, send to back. And now, look at that. Right click, copy, right click, paste. And now you've just created, right click, send back. You've just created lines and you just created a new one. You can, remember, shrink these up, but I just want to make them long so I can move them around to whatever you like. Maybe you want it more like this, but I think you're getting the general idea of you can create your own also, by the way. All right, how do I get it ready for KDP? First step, we need to get rid of this blue stuff, okay? We're gonna go into View, Master Slide, and actually I should point out before you do all this, save it so that you don't accidentally ruin your template. And you just click on the blue stuff and delete. Delete, 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 and then I'm going to close it, and these are what your pages are going to look like. Okay, so remember this is the title page, table of contents, and so on. Let's actually send it to PDF. So the first thing we have to do is save it. Now I've already saved mine called video. Then we're going to go to File, Save As, Browse. Right here, we're going to send it to a PDF and save it. Oh, you're going to die. And it's still kind of working. Okay, now we're going to go in and see what it looks like. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to double click on the video. And here we are. Perfect. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.